Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Stories from the Road to the Ring with the guest star right here, Rugged Ronnie Garvin. No, I don't want to lose you off the camera right now. How-
Am I,
how-
am I still
how-
on? Am I still
this-
on the camera?
yep, you still there. You still there. This is a holiday special that we have going on here for the holidays. How, how you doing? What's your plans for the holidays?
Oh, we've got some friends to visit, and we're going to do a lot of eating and drinking and celebrating and whatever.
There you go.
No, we ain't going to the gym for a while.
Hey, sounds like a plan. That definitely sounds like a plan. You did your workout this morning?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice. What's some of the stuff that you end up doing as far as your workout regimen? What does that entail?
Oh, I do curls, pull downs, and those whatever you call it there.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah,
The
I
trunk
work. I
pull
do
downs?
a whole lot of reps, and I do triceps and biceps, and
Okay.
I do bench. I do bench pretty light, but I do a lot of reps. So
Okay.
make,
Okay. I did my push-ups, pull-ups, and my triceps this morning. I was
yeah.
telling you I was going through a little elbow situation, so I was able to push through it. Thank God. But I was doing some routines, some stretching routines that I started researching as far as they call it tennis elbow, even though I don't play tennis, but they said it's for tennis elbow and stuff. But I was doing those particular stretching routines, and they worked out pretty well. They worked out pretty well. You, you like the new look? You like the new with the
Yeah.
hat and everything? There
Glenda
you
says
go.
she likes it.
There you go. There you go. I took your advice on it the last time you was telling me I should start wearing the hat. I was like, wait a minute, I have a hat that I had since, believe it or not, this was since 96.
Oh, really?
96. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. So what we're gonna do, since this is a holiday special, I remember back in the days that WWF used to have something called the Year in Review. Every year, right after the holidays and stuff like that, or maybe even before the holidays, coming close to New Year's, they used to have something called the Year in Review. And one of my favorite year in review was 1987. So, with that being said, where were you at? What were you doing in 1987? What promotion were you part of in 1987?
Jim Crockett promotion.
Jim Crockett promotion.
Yeah. That's the year that I won the world title.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
1987. Yeah.
And no, and unfortunately, no days off during the holidays, right?
Well,
Oh man. So okay. So now as far as with the WWF, let me get this set up. All right. This was during the Superstars of Wrestling, and they went over a few things. The actual guest announcer is going to be. Let me see. It's Vince McMahon and your friend Jesse the Body Ventura, your best friend. Actually doing a year in review. Okay, so the first match we have the Islanders versus the British Bulldog, Haku and the Tonga Kid. Ever ran across the Tonga Kid and Haku?
cool. Yeah. But what was the other one?
The Tonga Kid. That was his tag team partner back in
Oh
'87.
yeah. Tonga Kid. Yeah. I wrestled cool a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he as tough as everybody says he is?
Oh, I would think so. You lock up with him, you think you lock up with a bear.
Oh, boy, I could imagine. I could imagine.
Oh my
There's
God.
been there was a lot of stories floating around about legendary bar fights, legendary fights, not
Oh,
and outside the actual ring itself.
boy, I pity the fool that picked on him in the bar or wherever that happened because he was picking on the wrong guy. I
Oh
tell
yeah,
you that.
oh yeah. Had a lot of wrestlers say that if they had to get into a bar fight, they would love to have Haku watching his back, watching their back.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Oh
Yeah.
man. So it was the Islanders versus the British Bulldog, and it was a double DQ. We had the Islanders actually kidnap Matilda. Matilda was the British Bulldog mascot. They used to come out with a little pit bull, a little dog called Matilda.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know. Are you a pet lover by any chance?
Oh yeah. Oh Lord, I just lost my pet last year. Oh man, that's the hardest thing I ever went through.
Yeah.
We've had it for 14 years, and we had to put her out. Put her,
Oh wow.
yeah, she was. But 14 years, good time. Dogs are the most loyal animal there is, and you know, you can put all. It's an animal that just becomes like your kids. After
Right.
14 years, it's like losing your kid.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Oh
that's
man.
why I told my wife. I told Glenda, I said, I don't think I want another one
Yeah.
because
Uh,
if we outlive them, and I don't know if I would outlive one now, but that's the bad part about losing them. They don't live as long as we do.
right. Right. Right.
That's pretty hard to do.
They age faster. I think what's the aging time? Dog years is in double or triple.
Seven for
7.
each for each year. Yeah,
Wow.
each
Wow.
year. But you know, so 14, she would have been 70, 75 years old, 70 some years old.
Oh wow. Unbelievable.
In years for us.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. And then it was managed. Well, going back to the match, the Islanders were managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Any stories about Bobby the Brain Heenan during your times in the WWF?
No, he was. I never was around him a whole lot, a little bit, but he was just funny all the time. You
Yeah.
know, he was a funny guy. It made you laugh all the
Yeah.
time.
Quick wit. Very quick wit.
Yeah. Well, I think I made a trip with him in the car one time.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, nonstop, man. He was telling you stories and just funny. About real good guy. And I saw him one time before he died.
Right.
You know, probably maybe a month before.
Right. Right. Definitely, he was going away. He
So
passed away from cancer.
yeah, he didn't look himself. I mean, he just lost a tremendous amount of weight, and but he was signing autographs. That was at a autograph signing. I saw him. And when he spotted me, he was trying to holler at me. He had a hard time,
Right.
and because I hadn't seen him, he was there with his wife,
Mm.
and he gave me the book that he wrote. He wrote a book.
Okay.
He gave it to me. I wanted to pay him for it, and he didn't want to take no money.
Oh man. Oh
Real good
man.
guy.
Wow. Oh boy. So the Islanders and the British Bulldog, it was a double disqualification. They end up kidnapping Matilda the dog. The Islanders took him to the locker room, and I don't know. I don't believe Matilda. I think that was the last time Matilda was seen, or maybe no. I think Matilda made a couple of more appearances after that. After that situation, um, then it was the debut of 1987. Was the debut of the Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase. They showed a couple of vignettes of how he was buying his way as far as making people do strange things for cash, like kiss his feet, give him massages. He made a little kid bounce a basketball. And then he told the kid, if you could bounce the basketball like 15 times, I'll give you $100. When the kid got to 14, he kicked the basketball away from the kid.
Oh,
To prevent yeah, that was another. Oh man. talk about getting heat. Oh, forget
Oh,
about it.
I bet.
Forget about it. And then that was also the year he attempted to buy the heavyweight championship of the world from Hulk Hogan.
Uh-huh.
Instead of beating him, he attempted to buy the championship.
I
Any
never knew that.
yeah, yeah.
I know.
Any run-in from Ted DiBiase as far as any
Yeah,
story?
I wrestled him a few times. Nah, not a whole lot of. I wrestled him maybe 3 or 4 different times. I
Mm-hmm.
remember one time that I was in Columbus, Georgia, if I remember right. Yeah, I tied him up to a rope to the post. Yeah, there was I spotted a rope that was on the floor, out of the ring, and it was
Uh,
long enough. Grabbed it and I wrapped his leg around the post and I tied him up like a hog.
oh man, I'm sure. I'm sure he was pissed. Oh boy, oh
He was
boy.
all right. I knew his dad, you know, DiBiase. Uh,
Right,
his dad passed in the ring. That was
really.
yeah, that was sad.
You ever wrestled his father? It was Iron Mike
Iron
DiBiase.
Mike, yeah, Iron
Yeah.
Mike, yeah. No, I never wrestled his dad.
Right. Okay. 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 So so the next one was the debut of Pile Driver, the album. Now I think it was only 2 years that the WWF came out with a wrestling album. That's where even Vince McMahon actually performed on stage with a song called Stand Back. We'll be talking about that a little bit later on. But Vince McMahon performed, Superstar Billy Graham performed, Hulk Hogan performed. They was doing their thing as far as like to promote the album back in 1987. It was called Pile Driver and stuff like that. Yeah. When did in the 80s, as far as in 87, as far as in the you said you was in the Crockett promotion?
Yeah, yeah.
Did they
Well,
have
that's when there was a big battle of promotions, against promotion. Well, eventually, Crockett lost.
right? Yeah, yeah. Was there ever a time like did you guys come out with theme music? Was that a popular thing coming out with entrance music, or that wasn't during that time in
Uh,
87?
and I didn't like it. Later on, when I came out of the ring, they always use music. To me, that's bullshit. What the hell? I'm going to a ring and I did playing music. You know, let me tell you. Usually, the show when you see all this, the lights go off, the boom, boom, and there's smoke and all kinds of big entrance going on, and the robes and all the time, and then all of a sudden the wrestling match is the shits. You
Uh
know, you perform in the ring, that's where it counts. People
yeah.
don't come to see the entrance. They don't come to see anything else but a fight. That's the way I look at it. I might be wrong. You know,
No, you
I
said
never liked
something.
I never liked that stuff.
Wow. Wow.
You
I
know,
know
I
they
I put a towel around my neck. That was my jacket.
you and Mike Tyson would have been the best of friends, straight to the business, straight to work.
Well, you know, that's all I knew. I was not. I told Vince one time. I says, I can't sing, I can't dance, and I can't rock and roll. I just can't. I didn't really belong in that environment.
So would you say so sports entertainment wasn't really your thing? You was just dealing with wrestling. Wrestling was just more more your thing. It wasn't really sports
Well,
entertainment.
I started in the '60s, and you didn't have all that stuff. You know, you wanted to ring and perform and wrestled, and then you know
Mhm.
get the job done. You don't have to have the dancing and singing and all that. You know, you see people come out to big entrance, and they got all kinds of lights flashing and booms
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. I, listen, when it comes down to WrestleMania, WrestleMania, the talk is who, how they gonna come, what they're gonna be wearing,
yeah,
um, how their entrance is gonna look like, who's gonna
yeah.
perform their theme song if their theme song is played by somebody with notoriety. So that's normally the focus. the matches. A lot of time the matches is last on the list.
Yeah,
That's what you
yeah.
get with sports entertainment.
Well, if the match is as good as the entrance, I can probably see it. But I've seen that stuff happen, and the entrance was fantastic. The match,
And
just terrible.
that's why they made sure they put an emphasis on the entrance, I guess, because they
Yeah,
knew the match wasn't going to be that great.
yeah.
Oh, oh, man. Okay, so moving on. It's October 24th, 1987. We have Strike Force versus the Hart Foundation. Strike Force is the team of Rick Martel and Tito Santana, and they actually beat the Hart Foundation. The Hart Foundation were the tag team champions at that time, and they actually beat them for the tag team champions. It was a young team that was put together. Uh, it was originally the original team that Martel was part of back then was the Can-Am Connection. It was Rick Martel and Tom Zink, and then they end up splitting up. I don't know if Tom Zink ended up in another promotion, and then
Uh,
Rick Martel ended up teaming up with Tito Santana, but they tagged up for a little bit and then end up winning the tag team champion of the world. What was your thoughts on Rick Martel? Any stories on Rick Martel or Tito Santana?
no, I never was around him much. I just
Yeah.
passing. I know they were in Crockett Promotion at one time. Uh, I think Rick Martel was when I went to the WWF. I don't know if he was there or not. Maybe,
Mhm.
maybe. Because
Rick Martel.
80,
Yeah.
87, I wouldn't have known about any of them. I mean, I knew the guys, but what they were doing and all that, I didn't keep up with.
Yeah, I believe the Strike Force they was around. They as a matter of fact, you was there for the WrestleMania. For WrestleMania, you wrestled Dino Bravo, and they also wrestled who was the team? I think it was the Brainbusters. They wrestled at WrestleMania 5. So
Uh,
you was around when they was there. But that was the time they split up at that event at WrestleMania 5. They end up splitting up. So yeah. All right. So then moving on, we have October 31st, 1987. Demolition destroys Ken Patera and Billy Jack Haynes. Um, I don't know if you've have any stories or any run-ins with Billy Jack Haynes.
I remember him, but no, I never was around him.
You
Well, a
never.
little. I ran across maybe a few times, but I don't think I've talked to him very much. Probably high,
And
high, you know.
right. And what about Ken Patera?
Kim Patera, yeah, I was around him a little bit. I can't remember. I can't remember where it was. Yeah, I met him. I was there, but
A couple of
usually, a lot of times you finish your match and then you're gone. You just,
right,
you know, unless they ask you to stay longer.
right,
Sometimes they
right.
get you to stay. Well, a lot of guys you didn't get to meet a whole. It's like Bruno Sammartino. Never had run into him, and the whole time at 30 years I wrestled.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and I was in Tampa, Florida, signing autographs, and he was there, and I hadn't seen him because it was very crowded. And he spotted me, and he's the one that came over, and he says, "I always wanted to meet you." I said, "Well, me too." Real nice guy, very nice guy.
Bruno
But it's just weird. We never crossed,
never crossed paths.
come across each other.
Right, right, right. Um, and then you had Demolition. Demolition.
Uh,
Some people said that it was an imitation of the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. I guess they was called the Road Warriors back in the Crockett promotion or NWA.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Road Warriors. Yeah,
Any
yeah.
stories on
Well,
Demolition?
they came there first. I think it was Ole Anderson that brought him down from
Really?
Minnesota. The Road Warriors, yeah, they came from Minnesota. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's where they started, NWA.
Right, right. Okay, okay, okay. Um, so then we have Craig DeGeorge interviewing your good friend, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. I mean, back then, you see how they do the promos now, as far as in the ring and stuff like that. And then when they do the promos in the ring, the promos is like 30 minutes. The promos like it lasts at least 30 minutes. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but the promos are long. And then they're gonna get interrupted all the time. Like somebody always interrupts their promo and stuff like that. Like back then, you had the match, then the promo was done in the back and stuff like that. Let you know what town you're gonna be wrestling in, who you're gonna fight, get straight to the point, and then that was it. I don't know which do you miss those styles of promos, like the ones back in the days, or do you like the ones now?
No, I like the one in the old days.
In the old days.
Oh, they're reading a script, so they're not talking from here. Yourself. You're not being yourself. You're actually saying a bunch of bullshit to somebody else. Thanks.
Right.
And it might not come across right for everybody. I know I couldn't. You can tell me what to go out there and say, and whatever I'm going to say ain't going to be me.
Correct.
It's coming out from my mind, I never liked that.
A lot. A
I
lot of
wasn't that good at it anyway, but I just that's not. No, I like the old style. Like you say, it lasts 30 minutes when they have those things, and 30 minutes in the ring when they're. Well, hell, it's because they can't wrestle 30 minutes. Their tongue would be hanging out of their mouth. They couldn't speak.
Oh man, what was it? Who did they ask? Was it Harley Race or Ric Flair's? Like, when did you have time to work in cardio in the gym? He's like, no, we worked on cardio in the ring. We
Yeah.
wrestled every day, twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday. You developed cardio from doing
I
that.
have wrestled Ric Flair twice. I think that happened on a Sunday afternoon and a Sunday evening. It went 1 hour each match.
Woo!
Yep.
I mean, when you start wrestling on that level, does it now become do you become physically spent, or you're already used to it? Like your body's already.
Yeah, well, I've done it almost all my career. My matches, I never like to go 10, 15, 20 minutes, you know, especially if you're against two top guys that are, good at it.
Mhm.
You shouldn't be able to beat them that quick. And a lot of times, I'd go, if there was an hour match, I'd go 54 minutes. And then, boom, something happens. Because the people have said, this is going to be a draw. Boom, no, it's not a draw. It just happened. And, it's easier to beat a guy when he's wore down, you know.
And
Yeah, today you don't see any of that. Going an hour. I don't think I've seen any matches going to distance. You've
no,
seen a lot of that before because they could perform and entertain for a whole hour. It's like a guy that goes on and he knows 3 songs. He cannot sing for a whole hour. He knows 3 songs.
when you get a chance to, I want you to watch that match. The last match that I've seen that went almost an hour, if not an hour, was Shawn Michaels versus John Cena. I was shocked. Shawn Michaels took him to. He pretty much was initiating John Cena to welcoming him to the business like on the next level. And yeah, he put John Cena through the ringer. But John Cena kept up with him. I give John Cena credit. He kept up with him, not move for move, because obviously, in ring wise, Shawn Michaels, he's one of the great ones. But as far as keeping up cardio wise, John Cena did pretty okay. He did pretty okay. But that was the last match that I've seen as far as the newer generation that went for a long time. It happened on Monday Night Raw. But that was that match went like for 40 something minutes.
My longest match in my career was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
What?
Yeah, that's the way it used to be in the old days. You read if you go back in the history, and back then they had matches that lasted 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, and I was in North Bay, Ontario, and I was in charge of the wrestling that night because I had part of the promotion, and the promoter was gone somewhere else, and actually it was just, make sure that the matches went off, the way they're supposed to be, and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And I was wrestling this guy. We had a big grudge, and we were in the ring for 2 hours and 40 minutes. It was called a Texas Death Match. You ever heard of them?
Yes, sir. Yep.
We had a lot of them back then. Texas Death Match, no rules. The no falls. Falls don't count. Even if you pin the guy and he's pinned, nobody's going to count. The referee is not going to count because it don't count. You got to wrestle until somebody uh, gives up.
Gives up. Right.
Yeah, yeah. And so
Wow.
we wrestle, and you get tired. So it's easy to you slow down. So, and but yeah, we kept it going, and I've had that's my longest one. I've had a couple of them, a little over an hour. You know, but that one there, it was so easy because man, the guy would do something to you, man. You're down for like 2 or 3 minutes because you get tired. You know, and so people are standing up. You know,
So,
if you know how to do that, it's exciting. You know,
so I gotta ask you, do you think, all right, for something like that to happen, let's just say something like that to happen nowadays, do you think the wrestlers have to be conditioned to go that long? The
oh yeah.
fans have to, or the fans have to be conditioned to watch it that long, or it
Well,
takes both?
I think it takes a combination of knowledge. If you know a lot of stuff about wrestling, you don't want to keep repeating for an hour. You know, you don't want to stay in a headlock for an hour. That's the only hold you go. Or step over to a hole, or whatever. Uh, and yeah, you can do it. And I never thought it was hard.
Right.
And it gives you a good day. You sweat like hell, you know, which is good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good way of training. Like you said earlier, it's a good cardio. You know,
Right.
and
Right.
if you do it right and it's entertaining, yeah. But
Oh,
if you can't do that, like I said, if you only got one song and you're a performer, you're not going to be out there very long. So you got to know how to wrestle and how to sell a hole and how to do this and how to do that, you know, and make it interesting. You know,
unbelievable. Yeah, you caught me off guard with the 2 hour match. I'm like,
two
what?
hours, two
Or
hours
3 hours?
and 40 minutes because I remember the reason I remember 2 hours and 40 minutes because the promoter we was usually the matches ended up like at I don't know 10:30,
Uh-huh.
11 o'clock, 10:30 back then.
Mm,
The match we used to keep uh, the shows around 2.5 hours. Any longer than that, people lose. You don't want to drag it on
right.
unless it's in. And I had a grudge thing, and it was a Texas death match. Man, it was, and so that you could do that because there was no falls, no counting. The referee couldn't disqualify you. It was almost a thing like a match to the death, till the
Right.
one you can't go no more. And that's what happened. And we made it a no winner because the guy I didn't want to beat the guy because you know uh, it's more interesting. People think somebody's going to win. Well, we were exhausted at the end, and oh yeah, there was another rule in it. You're
Uh,
supposed to you can only leave the ring on your own power. Say you're hurt, or both
right.
of you are hurt. You know. Well, what happened is when I beat him, I beat him. He gave out. I still couldn't make it to the dressing room on my own. You
Wow.
know, like my leg was hurt or whatever. I couldn't hardly walk. And I had to have help. So there was no winner.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they had all kinds of good ideas back in those days. Like you ever seen Chain Match?
The yeah, where
I
they
had a chain
tried
match with the great
to bring
Malenko.
them
Great
together.
Malenko was a master of the chain match.
Wait, who? Who was the master?
The great Malenko.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I had a lot of chain matches with him.
Wow.
And
One
the way you win a chain match is you can use them, because the chain is long,
right.
almost as long as the ring, because you can pull the guy, you can choke him with the chain, you can beat him with the chain, you can do all kinds, you can wrap it around his neck and then put him over your back, and he's hanging onto the chain, all kinds of stuff. It's brutal, man. If you know how to do it right, people just scream. And the only way you can't win by pin or disqualification or anything like
Turnbuckle.
that. No, you have to drag the guy around the ring twice. And every time you get to a corner, you got to hit the turnbuckle and keep going and dragging him and dragging him. And if the guy is half unconscious, you're dragging him. You're almost, for the second time, you're almost there, but boom, something happens. You got to start over. If he trips you, it's interesting. You don't see that anymore.
Right. Right.
Have you ever heard of them? Chain
Yeah.
matches?
The one that I remember seeing was Roddy Piper and Greg the Hammer Valentine. I forgot what promotion was it, and I think Roddy Piper became deaf in one ear because of that match. He had ear issues because of that match. Yeah, he was bleeding and everything. He ended up popping an eardrum.
Yeah. Oh, they were interesting matches. They drew up. They packed the house.
Wow.
If it was done right, Malenko was one of the best at it.
So, okay, let me ask you something. So, if a match was scheduled to be 2 hours or 3 hours, was there any other matches on the card? And if so, how many?
Oh no, the match was not scheduled for that. It was a
Okay.
no time limit match.
Time.
You always got to. Sometimes they announce it. 1 hour time limit. Usually they were 1 hour time limit. I don't know if
Right.
you remember. Did they
Yep.
still do that today? I don't know if they do that today.
Nope. Nope.
No.
They say this match is scheduled for one fall. That's it. It's no time. Don't mention the time limit.
But you see, you lose a lot of things you can do with those things by not using that. Back in them days, if I went in the ring, it was 2 out of 3 falls. Remember that?
Of course I do.
Do they still have that today?
Mm-mm.
2 out of 3.
Mm-mm.
See,
I haven't seen it in years.
They eliminated all that. Which is, you win one fall apiece. Then there's, you got to win one more fall to be the winner. It's just creates excitement. Creates excitement. And then it's like a 1 hour time limit. You can wrestle the whole hour, or you get beat about 2 minutes before the time is up. You can play.
You know something funny? You know something funny, Ron? You guys going an hour or two, that's a regular night on the town. Any guys going an hour just for an hour, you know what it's called? It's called an Iron Man match.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's an Iron Man match. So it's like it's a specialty within itself. But for you guys, it's like an Iron Man match. That's nothing. That's all, please. That's a night on the town. That's having breakfast in the morning.
If you look back in the history of wrestling in the 50s and the 40s and go back, you'll see you got wrestlers, old timers, man, they'd get a hole and hang on to it like a pit bull, that's
Right.
the way, wrestling should be. You got a good hole on a guy, you don't turn him loose, you just hang on. And that's why if you go after a leg or after an arm, you go after it like you try to cripple the guy, You can't wrestle if you got an arm that's flopping. It would be what you would do if it was a real fight.
Right. Well,
If it was a fight that your life depended on it, that's what you would do. You get a hold of the guy and you hang on to that hole.
Well, nowadays you see somebody working on a hold, right? You're gonna love this. Like, let's say they're working on the leg. They're working on the leg for like 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Next thing you see, the other guy makes a comeback and he starts running on that same leg like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, What happened to the storytelling? I thought he was working on your leg. You're not
Yeah.
even looking. Like back in the days, I remember you guys, look, if they working on your leg, they throw you to the rope, you guys wouldn't make it to the rope. You would collapse.
Oh yeah.
And you
Yeah.
would collapse because your leg
Yeah.
is hurting. So it's
Yeah.
impossible for you to, even if somebody whips you to the rope, you can't make it on one bad leg.
Yeah.
So
Because I
yeah,
remember when I first started wrestling, I was around a lot of old timers. They were on their way out, you know, and they've been in the business for 20, 30 years. So they went back telling people stories about the 50s and the 40s. And, you know, like Lutez. Lutez was an interesting guy to talk to, you know. And he would say, we went 2 hours. We went 2.5 hours, and it was a draw. We went, you know, yeah, yeah, long matches. But they didn't have 25 people on the card either. They probably had 2 or 3 matches, 3 matches maybe, you know, 4. I wrestle a lot. And then the reason they done that is because you didn't have, uh, uh, back then, you didn't have the size of the building to put a lot of, you know, like maybe like you had a Madison Square Garden or something like that. But, you know, the buildings were not big. And if you put too many wrestlers, too many people to pay, you know.
right.
So 3 matches, you know, 4 matches at the max, you know, and but they were all good matches. You know, back in those days, they put somebody in the first match. You know, the guy in the first match is probably just as good as the guy in the last match.
The la-
You know, so you got 4 great matches out of the whole thing. You know, so people got entertained and they got for their money.
and and now that you mentioned that, picture 4 great matches, and in between that, you have guys that could shoot a promo in between that to set you up for the next event. So it's
Yeah,
like it's entertaining straight through.
yeah, yeah, and plus it was weekly. There was places like North Carolina, you know, the promotions. Those towns were weekly, weekly, and today they couldn't do that because those guys don't know much enough about wrestling to do that. You got to keep it very, very interesting because you got to have a lot of good ideas out of return, you know, because you do that 52 weeks a year. People don't think about that. That side was, and of course, you know, you were not a sellout ever all the time.
And, and let me
Back
ask you something. There was no story writers. It all came from the booker,
no,
right? The booker.
no, 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 no. A lot of times the wrestlers come up with it. There was a booker, but sometimes the booker would listen to somebody like like when I went to that was my idea what I did with Greg Valentine, you know,
Right.
and but they said okay, let's do it, you know. I just wrote, told him I had an idea what to do with him, and that angle we did, and the only thing that Vince really changed was what was it? Changed one thing. It wasn't much. It was just something he had to put his input, you know.
Right.
But the whole thing was my idea. Well, I had done it before. I had done it somewhere else, lose or leave, and all of that stuff. And, you know, you
Right.
wind up wrestling in a submission hold. You know,
Wow.
hold.
Wow.
But it took a while to do all that. You know, but yeah, the bookers had a lot of good ideas. You had guys who had good minds, and a lot of times you travel in the car for days and hours, and you talk
Hmm.
about different angles. Oh
Hmm.
well, let's try to do this. Let's try to do that. You know, and you try to do things that you kind of fool the people. You know,
Right.
they don't see it coming. You know,
Wow.
you got to make it logical. You know, and you got to have the person that can do it. You know,
Mm.
what I did in wrestling, like Greg Valentine, I couldn't have done that good with just anybody.
Right.
I'm
You need
sure
the
there was
right
probably another dozen guys around. I probably would have been just as good, but you got to have the right
dancing partner.
right combination. You know.
Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. So So going back to the 1987 year in review, we have a backstage interview with Craig DeGeorge interviewing the Macho Man Randy Savage, and he's talking about his future match that he wants to have with the Honky Tonk Man for the year 1988. So he's looking forward to that rivalry and stuff like that. Any stories? Well, I know you told me stories about the Macho Man already, but
Well,
any?
the honky tonk man to me couldn't wrestle worth a shit. I give a Macho Man could. He was good. He worked his ass off. I know I wrestled against him a bunch of times. You know, as a wrestler, he performed in the ring. You know, yeah, and he looked good, and he was in shape, and but Honky Tonk man, I watched him. I used to turn around, go back in the dressing room. I didn't want to see it. But it was just a stupid gimmick.
Right.
The Honky Tonk,
Right.
What the hell is what that got to do with wrestling?
Oh.
But hey, to each his own. He made money, fine, great. That's I wouldn't have done that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, it takes the right dancing partner to make you look good. So,
Exactly, and you got to know the same dance.
but you know something funny? When they put him in the ring with Ultimate Warrior, they had the best idea for that. They made that match only last less than a minute. That
Oh,
match.
that's all he could do. He could crisscross. He could crisscross the ring like a maniac, and clothesline somebody. And
Oh man.
you have to be careful. He probably half killed your ass.
Oh my God.
That view. He was a dangerous guy.
Yeah.
I know if I would have got booked with him, there wouldn't have been. It would have probably been a little bit longer because I would have rolled him up on his back. Yeah.
Are you telling me this is the first time?
I wouldn't have. First of all, I would not have let him clothesline. I wouldn't. That wouldn't have happened. But
so, are you telling me you would have had Ultimate Warrior roll out the ring and just act like he's taking a breather? you would have rolled right behind him and be like, "Oh no, no breaks."
You take him off their feet. A guy like that, if you take him off his feet, he's lost.
Right.
He's lost.
Right.
That's simple. And then you can keep him down.
Right.
It's not like a street fight because you stay behind the guy and keep him down.
Right.
He can't hurt you.
A lot of fans enjoy your commentary on the Ultimate Warrior on one of the shows that we did. It made a lot of views too. A lot of fans actually they agreed with you. A lot of fans agreed with you as far as with the whole Warrior situation. They was like, yeah, he was just basically like a flash in the pan. Good comic book character. Excellent comic book character. Excellent. But as far as wrestling wise,
Well, he didn't know. He didn't know. He never learned to wrestle. He was a bodybuilder.
Right.
He looked great. I'll give him that. He looked great, but a lot of people didn't like him. But he didn't care about your body, man. He didn't care about anything. He was a very selfish person.
Right.
Right. But he was not a guy that you could make money with him for a long period. First of all, you couldn't keep him in a ring more than 5-10 minutes
before he blew up.
Yeah.
Oh man, unbelievable.
And, they kind of spoiled him when they had him beat guys. A minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes. Boom.
That was the.
Okay, so
let me ask you something. Now that you mentioned that, in your opinion, do you think that actually hurt these guys' gimmick? Like, okay, well, you already told me your thoughts about Honky Tonk Man, but Honky Tonk Man, it was a 1-2-3 match. Andre the Giant, it was a 1-2-3 match. Who else was the one? One of the matches I don't remember it being a 1-2-3 match was Hercules Hernandez and Ravishing Rick Rude. They pushed him. Well, Hercules, I mean, that match wasn't really the best to look at. But Ravishing Rick Rude, I'll give him credit. I know how you feel about Rick Rude, but he actually he made Warrior look good. He made Warrior look real good. I give him credit for that. He made him look good. But do you think that will hurt somebody's character, or you felt like because they built up the Ultimate Warrior so high up there that even if he beat these guys, as far as like Andre, like Honky Tonk Man in a 1-2-3 match, like in a quick match, it didn't really affect their career?
To me, I don't think it was something with longevity that you can have. A guy like that cannot be around for a year because you're going to see the same shit every time he gets in the ring, and it's going to be the shits every time, and it's going to be short. So is it worth your money? As a wrestling fan, would you want to watch something like that more than 3-4 times, maybe?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
The same match every time. There was some wrestlers that had basically the same match all the time. They were mediocre guys, you know, but that's all they knew. It's like going in the ring and singing the same damn song,
Right.
and then you come out to the ring and then you get the same song again. It's, jeez. The guy never got trained to wrestle, you know. They showed him how to do things running, and shaking the rope. The whole ring is shaking, and jeez, it was like a cartoon to me.
Oh my God. I
Damn
know.
rope going up and down.
Hey, hey.
I
Okay,
mean,
so
one thing though, the physique was impressive.
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
He was an impressive guy with a physique. You know, very impressive because to the average people anyway. You know.
Here's the thing. It was, and this is my opinion, I think it was harder for you guys to maintain a physique because you guys went through wear and tear in a match. For the Ultimate Warrior, he didn't go through wear and tear in the match, except that one time that Andre put out his fist and and greeted him with a fist to the eye socket. but
Yeah.
yeah, so it was kind of easier for Warrior to maintain a physique.
Well,
You know,
but he's not in shape, so it's not healthy for him. Not in shape. The guy was out of breath when he got out of the ring.
right?
He was turned red. You could tell that he was not. He was not a guy that could go a long distance.
Right.
In a fight, he would have got his ass kicked probably. If he
Which
would encounter somebody tough, I don't think he would have lasted. And in a real fight, you got to have a lot of oxygen left.
of course,
There can't be a shortage of that if you're in a real fight. You know,
of course, definitely, definitely,
but,
definitely.
you know
Um, well, we're moving on to September 30th, 1987, and this was the Saturday Night Main Event where the Mega Powers came together for the first time, and that was for the match between the Honky Tonk Man and Macho Man Randy Savage. The Hart Foundation interfered in that match. They started beating up on the Macho Man. This is when the Macho Man was a babyface, as a matter of fact. Um, the Hart Foundation started attacking the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and then they held them up. Honky Tonk Man was taking his guitar, was about to hit his guitar over the head with the across the head of the Macho Man. Elizabeth comes right in the way and was like, "No, please, please, please." So she was about to get hit herself. Then Honky Tonk Man was like, "Move, move." Elizabeth didn't want to move. He ended up shoving Elizabeth to the ground. Now, during that time, seeing somebody put their hands on Elizabeth, that was shock value. So it just shows you how we came a long way. Like, I think the the wrestling entertainment business, they don't go with the philosophy less is more. They go with the philosophy more and more and more. Because look at that. Something with just Elizabeth being shoved to the ground. That was shockwaves. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, did you see what happened? Elizabeth got pushed." Nope, that was never before seen. Now you're seeing women going through tables. You're seeing a whole bunch of 6 million things. So it's
yeah,
like the shock value is no longer there. So I
yeah,
don't mean
yeah.
it.
Well, it seems like every so often, decades, every 5 to 10 years, it changes. you know, there'll be something else. They'll come up with something else.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
like the old style. I've had people say, "Oh, you're from the old school." Yeah, well, I can't help it. But the old school was a whole lot different than today. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I don't mean to knock that because obviously they're making money
Right.
doing doing this crap that I call. You know,
Right.
it might not be crap to you or somebody else. Might be entertaining. Uh, I wouldn't go. I would have never went to a wrestling match if I would have been bored. That would have been my last match. They would have never got my money. They would have never seen me again. If I would have sat there and watched some flunky, flop around in the ring and out of shape, and you know, uh, they would have lost the customer right there. And I'm
Right.
sure I would have been the only one. You
Right.
know, keep them entertained. And something believable. But in the old days, even the promoters, if it wasn't believable what you were doing, they didn't want to. They didn't want to do that angle. You know,
Right.
they were after at least some logic. What you're going to do.
Make it make sense, so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah.
Yep.
Make it make sense, or have a reason for what you're doing. You
Hmm.
know, for if you have a grudge, you have a reason. You know, you have a story there that you can tell. And you want a rematch or whatever you want. You know, make it interesting. But it changes. Yeah, I noticed that. Even since I retired, my God, it has changed tremendously. And the moves they do, to me, that's crazy. You know, but I see it. They dive over top ropes. And is there a pool down there? You know,
And
you know.
it's that's why I guess a lot of the newer generation wrestlers, they don't last long because of the
Oh,
stuff they put their
well, you
body through.
can get killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, and then to me, wrestling is a. There was some tremendous wrestlers. A whole lot better than me. There was a match that I saw probably 3 or 4 different times between Dory Funk and Jack Briscoe.
Uh-huh.
And oh my God! And Pat O'Connor. Pat O'Connor. Remember Pat O'Connor way back?
Hmm.
Yeah, he was a world champion at one time. Those guys could, you know. I watch matches. I used to go out and watch that match between. After I saw one, it was unbelievable. It was strictly wrestling. There was no punches, no kicking, and the stuff they've done. It was just maneuver. Wrestling counter holds and for like almost an hour.
Just a shoot all around.
Oh, yeah, yeah. People standing up.
Uh, How do you feel about the wrestlers that come from an Olympic background, Olympic style wrestling? How do you feel about those? Like Kurt Angle, Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar. What's your
yeah,
those are pretty they're pretty legit.
yeah. Oh, hell, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing, but it's not all the Olympic guys that were successful. Yeah, I guess Angle did, which was good because it's a different type of wrestling, and a lot of people can't adapt to that.
Right.
You can use the same holes, but work them, and don't make them boring, you know. And of course, the rules have changed, so it's different rules than it is in the Olympics or in collegiate wrestling, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but no, there's nothing wrong with wrestling. I don't care, that's what it's on the marquee is wrestling here tonight, you know. Well, you got to give him some wrestling.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Bob Roop. I worked out a lot with Bob Roop, quite a bit, and I learned a lot more. You know, uh, who Bob Roop was?
Bob Roof, no, no.
Bob
Mm-mm.
Roop. Well, look him up. He was '68 Olympic, 1968 Olympic. Yeah, yeah. and I wrestled him when he first started as a professional wrestling in Florida. You know,
Uh-huh.
and I think he got a gold, not a gold, I think a bronze medal maybe.
Right.
I think he got a medal. Yeah,
Let me
Bob Roop, 1968 Olympics.
Boo. Hold on. Let me see what I got on him. You already know what I'm doing. How I'm looking. Let's see. Ruth is Ruth, right?
ROOP, Roop,
Okay. Let's see.
Bob Roop.
RO.
O P.
Okay.
P, P is Papa.
Okay. Okay. I love these moments, these educational moments when you put me on to guys that I never heard. I remember the tag team that you told me about. All right. Robert Michael Roop,
Yep,
born July 22nd, 1942, is an
yep.
American retired amateur wrestler and professional wrestler whose career spanned from high school, college, and the United States Army, amateur and professional wrestling. He was an American heavyweight Greco-Roman wrestler in the 1968 Summer Olympics. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. You got a hell of a resume. Yeah.
Wow. And this
He's
is
still
just
alive. He's 3 years older than me. In he lives in I think he lives in Michigan, state of Michigan.
really
I used to work out with him, and man, and it was good. I really enjoyed it. You know, Bob Orton was the same way. You know, uh,
uh,
good wrestler. Did a lot of wrestling. You know, not just kicking and punching and flying over top ropes.
yep, yep. Oh man.
Yeah, I think some of those guys can adapt. You know, it's like anything else. If you got to have some kind of psychology for that. It's a,
Right, right.
you know,
Yep,
know when to do this and that, and then you got to have the feeling for it.
right. So okay, so going back to the Saturday night main event, um well, I was telling you when they pushed Elizabeth down. So Elizabeth got shoved down to the ground by the honky tonk man. Then Elizabeth runs to the locker room, and who does she get? Hulk Hogan. Now this is the first time Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man is in the same ring without them going at it at each other. They normally was against each other as far as Macho Man being the heel and Hulk Hogan being the face. So
Yeah.
Hogan comes in and he helps Macho Man out, they start beating everybody up. And then the only two men that's left in the ring is Macho Man and Hogan. They bump each other back to back. And then that's when Elizabeth's like, no, no, no. And then they look at each other and then Macho Man extends his hand of appreciation. And then that's when they form the Mega Powers. I guess the most powerful tag team in the history of wrestling was
Uh,
the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. And then they went on a little streak as far as well, before they end up splitting up themselves due to jealousy, stuff like that. But yeah, that was another interesting one. So I know
yeah,
you shared stories with Hogan and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um,
All right.
would you care to tell us a story about Abdullah the Butcher?
What a stick man! What a stick man!
um, I remember you was telling me that I wanted you. We was talking about it on the phone, but I wanted to have a record of it so the fans could enjoy that story themselves. As far as that, would you care? Would you care to share it with us? As far as
I don't. That was so funny. Stick man. Yeah. Well, I don't think I had anything to do with. I think the good Lord straightened out the car.
oh man,
Just didn't put a scratch on it either.
Wow. So
Yeah.
it was a narrow road that you was driving on?
No, thank God it was fairly wide. It was 2 lane. I mean, but it was wide. It was wider. It went across a park, national park, so it was a
Uh-huh.
pretty wide road. It was not 3 4 lanes, but it was anyway. When I was coming into a curve, and for some reason the car just it was like a slow motion, just 3 times, and then all of a sudden the car went straight. All the time I'm in with the wheel, and I'm just, but I don't think I had anything to do with it. The
Oh,
only thing I knew is don't touch the brakes, because when you touch the brakes, when you lose control on ice like that, then it's worse. You know,
ah,
yeah.
thank you for
But
letting.
you lock your wheels, you're just sliding. You know,
And you know
yeah.
something instinctively, I think that's something that people would naturally try to do instinctively. I could be wrong, but
Well,
that's
that would be your first thing you want to do, but you don't want to do that. Don't touch the brakes. Because they're useless. You know. They're going to be sliding. So, but if you leave the wheels where you can turn them, and the tires are still turning, they're not locked, because the wheel will lock and it just slides. Yeah,
and,
and everything was there was like silence in the car after that. Everybody, jeez,
and what was
the pounding.
what was Abdullah saying when
That
that
high,
happened?
I still can hear it, that high pitch. I don't know where he got that, but the stick man. He called me a stick man. What a stick man? He said, "What? What a stick man? What a stick man?" Every time we did a swing in the road, it was and oh yeah, in the back seat was my partner Terry Garvin.
Oh
You know,
shoot!
and he was cussing. He was cussing. Son of a bitch. Then there was silence in the car for quite a while. Probably thought, oh man, are we lucky? Well, it's the same park that two wrestlers died. Oh, there was 3 of them in that same park, but it was at the other end of it, in the snow. The same thing. Tarzan Tyler, you ever heard of him?
No, no.
Tarzan Tyler got killed. The driver, Pierre Lefebvre, got killed. He got decapitated. Actually, they ran in under a truck. They lost
Wow.
control in the snow. Same park. Tarzan Tyler, look him up. He's a big old guy, Canadian. He's a Canadian guy. When you get a chance, whatever, Tarzan Tyler.
Carson Tyler. Okay. Um. All right. So moving forward, as far as to 1987 year in review, we have Danny Davis. I don't know if you remember referee
Yeah,
Danny Davis.
yeah.
Okay.
As a
Referee.
matter of fact, I talked to him not long ago, about 3 months ago. He's down here in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe one day, maybe one day we could get him on the show.
I don't know what I ran into him somewhere.
You read?
Yeah, I talked to him. I think I still got his phone number. He lives down in shit. It's near Tampa. Near
Okay.
Tampa. I'm about 90 miles from Tampa here.
Okay.
And he lives down there. I think he's got a house there, or a condo, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's doing well for himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Good. So we have Danny Davis being suspended from being a ref, and this happened in February 14th, 1987. Oh, Valentine's Day. And then Danny Davis debuts in his first wrestling match on October 31st, 1987, and his rivalry between himself and Sam Houston. So I know you started sharing any ring stories you have with Danny Davis or Sam Houston you care to share about?
No, I I never traveled with him. I knew him.
Okay.
like most of the rest of the guys, you all know each other, but I never hung around them before. And I
Right.
forgot what it was. Oh, yeah, I think it was at a signing, autograph signing.
Autograph signer.
Yeah,
And now with Danny Davis, you're talking about.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then
Sam Houston. Yeah, he's good. Well, I knew his family, his dad, and his brother, all that.
right. Oh, so he's a he's a second or third generation wrestler, like second generation wrestler.
Yeah, yeah, second. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Um then we have November 28th, 1987, Greg the Hammer Valentine and the Brutus Beefcake rivalry, which ended up with both of them in a double disqualification. Um, yeah, we had Jimmy Hart interfering, and then Beefcake grabbing the hedge clippers. That's when he became the barber, and he was using the clippers as an equalizer and stuff like that. So the referee he double disqualified both of them and stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that.
where the barber beefcake comes from.
Yeah,
I didn't
well,
know that. I didn't know that. I
there's
didn't know.
rumors.
I didn't know he was a barber.
Well, I didn't know that either. but there's rumors. I don't know how true that is. That it was Pat Patterson that gave him that name, the barber, because he named him after the person that he was dating, who was a barber at that time, and I think he passed away, so he named that gimmick after him and stuff like that. So that's how Brutus the Barber got that gimmick and
Yeah,
stuff.
Pat Patterson. He had a lot of great ideas and stuff.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah. He had a very good mind for that.
I heard, I heard he was on the fly. He was very quick with it and on the fly with
Oh
different.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, then we have the rivalry, the classic rivalry between Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Harley Race. Well, that's when Harley Race was king, handsome Harley Race, and those two guys they went at it for quite a couple of months. They even had a fight on the Slammy Awards in 1987, which was it? I think it was what is it? In October. It was in December 1987. They actually had a fight during an award ceremony. That's how heated the rivalry was. And that's the same place where Vince McMahon performed his song called "Stand Back." He was dancing and everything. Yo, Vince McMahon back then, if you look it up, he was an entertainer himself. He
Yeah.
could dance. He was not a bad singer. A lot of people say, I said comparing to your average person, he was a pretty decent singer. He had
Yeah.
a voice on. He had a voice on. I give him credit. I give him credit. Um, And then they had a fight that continued. The reason the fight started at the award show between Harley Race and Hacksaw is because Harley Race won the Best Dress Award, and Harley Race insisted that Hacksaw Jim Duggan bow down to him and bowed and knee to him because he was the king. And then Hacksaw was like, "I'm not bowing down to nobody." And Harley Race shoved him, and they end up fighting in the dressing room and stuff like that. I don't know if I asked you any stories. Did you ever like shared the locker room with Harley Race or anything you any stories about Harley?
No, I never was around him a whole lot. Well, he was the world's champion such a long time, and he was always, you know, I'd say hi, small talk in the dressing room, and that's about it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
then you saw him maybe a month later or whatever. If you're not booked on the same cards, because he,
Right.
he was all over the place. He was traveling all the time. And
Okay. And what about Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
he flew with me one time. I remember
Yeah.
him and his wife flew with me. Yeah. I was on my way to Louisiana and I dropped him off in Louisiana. I think
Really?
that's when I was wrestling for what was his name? He promoted Louisiana and part of Oklahoma and all of that. Uh, Jeez, I can't think of his name.
Not Gagne.
He was a promoter. He was a promoter, and he had Axel wrestled for him. What was that promotion? I went there. I was there maybe I was in Louisiana too.
Louisiana.
Part of Louisiana. Wrestled in that. He promoted that whole area down there.
Right, right.
Uh,
I'm trying to. Yeah, it'll come to me. It'll come to us.
yeah.
Um.
It'll pop up in my head.
Yeah. Oh man. And then they did a musical tribute of the greatest hits of 1987. This was a collage of different memorable moments of the WWF back in 1987. They put to a music called "Hit Me with Your Best Shot." Yep. And then Greg DeGeorge interviews Brutus Beefcake. He talks about the new year to come with his upcoming rivalry with Greg the Hammer Valentine. And these are the promos that was done backstage and stuff like that. Let me ask you, a lot of these promos, right? Were they done like pre-recorded in a hotel room and they just had the backdrop and everything and stuff like that? Or were they done?
Some of them were done in the dressing room.
In the dressing room. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
of the arena itself. Okay.
Wait a minute. I got to plug my telephone.
Yep.
My battery's going.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, jeez. You still see me?
Yep.
All right.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's closing that off. We have Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura, wishing everybody a happy new year, Merry Christmas. And they close off with that. And then that was pretty much it as far as the 1987 year in review. How did you like that memory lane?
Good.
Now, something I wanted to bring to your attention, something very interesting. I know you flew yourself, but there's been something going on as far as in the airlines, as far as they haven't been charging people a certain rate as far as like when it comes down to people's baggage and stuff like that. It was like they're very selective with their prices. It's not a set price. They will charge you one day $50, and tomorrow they'll charge you $100. So I want to show you something, and I'm just curious to find out what your thoughts are on this subject right here. Let me just look it up. See if I can pull it up. Okay. Okay. Now this is Senator Hawley. Senator Hawley catches one of the, I guess, presidents or one of the higher ups as far as dealing with the airlines, caught him lying, and they're bringing him into a hearing, and they're asking him certain questions. And oh my God, if you hear this guy, he starts mumbling and fumbling all over the place. But I'm gonna play it for you. I hope you can hear it. Let me know what you think.
About this, are you going to fire these people? What are you going to do about this? Are you going to fire these people or not? Those individuals have all been admonished, and it is all going into their, if you would let me finish my answer, it is all going into their annual performance reviews, which has direct impact on their compensation, among other things. Oh, I see. So the 60 million American Catholics who now learn that your FBI has recommended that priests be recruiters, informants. Your FBI has gone to priests, choir directors.
Wait, hold on. This is not the one wait, hold up. Let me see. It's not this one. It's the same guy, but it's another. Okay, this is it. This is it right here.
Why is it that you charge different people different fees for carry-on bags?
Okay.
Why is it that you charge different people different fees for carry-on bags? Why is that, Mr. Klein? Why isn't it just a flat fee? Why is it that I might get charged one fee, but my wife might get charged a different fee? Why is that? So overall, our job is to generate the most revenue we can, so we can be profitable as an airline. If we're not profitable as well, actually, we have costs, and there's costs out there, and we have to make sure that we're above the cost line in order to make sure that we can run a profitable entity. Yeah, I got it. I got it. I got it. And money's the answer. So your last year, your carry-on bag fees ranged between $15 and $99. That's extraordinary. One person might pay 15, somebody else might pay 99. How do you determine it? Is it based on personal characteristics? It's never women more. It's never based on personal characteristics. You charge minors more. We do not, sir. What, just people who are suckers? I mean, how do you do it? Well, there is a cost to carry any kind of bag. Yeah, but why do you charge some people more? I understand the cost, and you make clear money's your bottom line. I get that, but why is it that you're charging some people triple, quadruple the amount? Well, the length of the flight should matter in this as well. So yeah, but that's not the data. The data shows is we're talking about the same people on the same flight might get charged radically different prices for a one carry-on bag. You do the same thing for check bags. Why is that? Right. So just for the record, the $99 charge has been reduced to $79. Oh, that's on there. And what ends up happening here is we want to make sure that we can get the best price to the best people at the right time. The best people? Who would they be? Sorry, let me rephrase. The right price. Are those the people who, what? I mean, no, explain it to me. I'm interested. Who are the best people? Well, that was a misstatement, sir. What we're trying to do is get the right price at the right time. And what that also means is making sure that if someone's on a flight that's now filling up, and we have a lot of, as we talked about, unbundled pricing, and then they get screwed. So, like, if you have the misfortune of having to book your flight at the end because maybe something's been canceled, then you're going to get screwed. Is that what you're telling me? You're not one of the best. Are you referencing just fares? I'm just responding to your testimony. I'm listening to you, and you just said as a flight's filling up, that you're going to get charged more. Not always. Sometimes you'll get charged less. Exactly. Right. Sometimes, right. But you'll never know, right? That's the beauty of it. It's like Russian roulette. Flying on the airline is. I would disagree. You have no idea in the world. I would disagree. Well, you have no idea. You just said it. It's very transparent. We'll have it. Listen, there'll be a transcript generated, and I'll send it to you with a bow on it. You can read your own testimony just now. You have no idea what the fee is going to be ever. Why is it that you charge different people?
So now this is what we got going on, and I'm playing this because I know it's the holiday season and people are going to be flying out to see family. So I want to know what's your thoughts on that. I mean, they don't have a set price on these things. They go by whatever, how you look, gender, size.
My thinking on this is, why is there so many people in charge of things these days that don't know nothing? They have no common sense. They can't answer questions. The government is like that. There's a lot of people in the government on the airlines. I mean, it's just absurd to hire people like that don't know how to run anything. That's mind-boggling. I just had Jimmy Garvin flew to Canada
Right.
And he told me the same thing. It was $79 he had to pay for a bag, and then he had to pay $199 for a seat.
Wow.
And that's after he had bought the ticket. The ticket was already bought. And I said to him, it's mind-boggling. And I flew myself. I flew to Pittsburgh not long ago. I think I told you about that. And I flew to Canada also. And I gave him a minus on the comfort, a minus on everything. I hadn't flown in a long time, years, because I swear I'd never fly again because I had a bad experience. We had went to Cancun probably 10, 12, 15 years ago with my wife. and
Okay.
it was horrible, and it was bad. But today, and then the seats are so small. Uh, I sat in my seat and I said, "What would I do if I was a 6'3", 6'4"? You know, I wouldn't fit in here because I would have had my knees under my chin."
Right. Right.
So they made, and then the space, and then the width, and the plane was packed completely. There was no empty seats. And I said to myself, and they don't give you hardly anything. You know, they offer you, if you wanted some orange juice or a Pepsi, Coke, whatever, you know, and but yeah, and it's not comfortable. So I and I was on a pretty major airline. One of them was Air Canada, the other one was United,
Okay.
and it's not the fault of the employees. You know, I remember the old days when you flew, man. That was really something.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. It was a pleasure to fly. Now it's you really have. I don't think I would want to fly again. Really, I mean, I'd rather get in my car and drive. I probably would fly if it was like a 1,000-mile trip.
Right.
Maybe.
So now the thing is, the funny thing is that I don't know if you noticed, but nowadays they're not asking any more softball questions. Now they're asking hardball questions, and they're making these guys stutter. Now they're like,
Well, that's
Back in
good.
the day, you
That
see them
Josh,
as
that Josh Ollie is a good, very good guy. He's
yeah,
very good at asking all kinds of good questions that they can't answer.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, that's I wanted to share that with you. I was curious to see what your thought was. As a matter of fact, I believe this is the second one.
Well, can we just clear this up once and for all? We're all here. We're all
Okay.
under oath. So
Okay, this is another one.
So can we just clear this up once and for all? We're all here. We're all under oath. So, Mr. Schroeder, let's start with you. Do you charge a bounty? Do you pay employees bounties on carry-on bags to identify them? Well, it's simple. That's a yes or no. I wouldn't characterize it as a bounty. Do you charge them? Do you pay your employees a fee? Do you incentivize them to go pick out bags from people getting on planes and kick them off the flight? Just yes or no? We charge them an incentive. Okay, that's a yes, Mr. Klein. We do not, Senator Hawley. You don't pay your employees? We do that? We have previously, sir, but we actually suspended that on September 30th of this year. And now in order to be able to treat all of our guests fairly and equitably, we've actually just put more staff and supervisors out of the gate area. And they're the ones that are still making sure that everyone's treated fairly and equitably, which is the point behind these kinds of programs. But we have removed that program as of September 30th. Oh, interesting. So let's come back to you, though, Mr. Schroeder. So how much have you paid your gate agents to enforce your carry-on bag policy and pick people out of the line like the chairman's video show? I mean, you guys do appreciate that flying on your airlines is a disaster, don't you? I'm slightly amazed by the general attitude of all of you here. Flying on your airlines is horrible. It's a terrible experience. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And your attitude here today seems to be, well, devil may care. There's nothing we can do about it. Well, I think we are going to do something about it. So how much have you paid people to pull out customers who are in line with a bag that's 2 centimeters too big, Mr. Schroeder? Well, we recognize this is a hard job, and so therefore we incentivize them to do that. How much? It's $10 per bag. Wow, $10 per bag. And I think, Mr. Klein, you and Mr. Schroeder, your airlines cumulatively have spent $26 million paying gate agents between 2022 and 2023 to catch passengers whose bags are a little bit too big. $26 million. I mean, if people want to know why it's such a terrible experience to fly, this is news for them today. Your airlines are paying millions of dollars to your employees to harass people who've already paid. They're there in line because they've already paid. It's unbelievable. Last thing, Mr. Chairman, I know you're indulging me. I'll be really quick on this, but Mr. Schroeder, you just mentioned that you also use this so-called dynamic pricing for seat fees. Why do you make people enter in their age and their geographic location and their gender before they can even see the cost of a seat. Why is that?
That's been in place since 2014.
Yeah, but why? It's because you're using those personal characteristics to generate the fees?
No.
To generate the prices? Well, then why else do you require it? Mr. Klein, you do the same thing. Why is the gender relevant to what the seat is?
This is all information that's needed in order to complete the transaction.
No, it's not. Delta doesn't do it. United doesn't do it. You don't need somebody's gender in order to do it. You use it, clearly. You're using it to generate the prices, right?
We do not, sir.
It's not based on personal characteristics?
Not at all.
You don't use algorithms to set the price of seats?
That's a different question.
So you do use an algorithm and you do make them enter all their personal information?
What's your definition of algorithm, sir?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Well, because algorithms are ways for people to be able to come up with calculations, which is a faster way. It's more efficient than a human being doing the same exact work. So, yeah, I'm trying to answer your question, sir, in all sincerity, and I don't know how else to answer it.
So can we just clear this up once and for all? We're all here.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's like these politicians. I'm not even gonna say because that's the one that's actually cross-examining these airlines. But these higher ups, that's actually been whining and dining off of our backs. It's over to their bullshit career. It's over. Like, I don't know if you noticed, like a lot of them, they're being exposed. Exposed.
It should be. It should be. Should be exposed.
Holy snap! So now you gender. What else did he say? Height, ethnic background. And these are the things. And instead of answering, he said, "Why do you do that?" Well, that's been in place since 2000. We know that, but why do you do that? Yeah. I didn't know too much about this guy. I just recently found out about this guy. He's what? He's on. I mean, I'm just asking. He's with Trump or?
Oh, he's a Republican.
He's Republican. Okay.
He's a Republican. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a very good. Yeah. I don't know if he's a lawyer or not, but he sure can talk, and he's not shy about asking questions. I like the guy.
It seems like he asked the common. Remember back in the days when you watch somebody being cross-examined, and then after it's over, you say, "Why didn't they ask this question? Why didn't he ask that question?" He's asking those common sense questions. He's asking every last one.
Yeah, and the part is they can't answer. They can't answer it.
Nope. Nope. Listen. So, I mean, what's the moral of the story? To anybody that's traveling for this holiday, travel in a grocery bag. Put yourself in a grocery bag.
Yeah. There's no way in the holidays that I would get on an airline.
Oh my God.
Well, maybe some airline, but some are better than others. But
right.
I wouldn't want to do it because it's too crowded. It's absolutely miserable.
Right. Yep. Oh man.
So what you do, Ron, you take a week off and you drive.
Oh yeah. Oh man. So before I bid everybody a goodbye, I want you to hang on, stay on, Ron. Like to thank all the fans. First of all, like to thank all you fans who's been subscribing to Don Devine on YouTube. Thank you so much. We hope there's much more of you guys that come aboard. You know, you've been missing out, but you can check out our great library, what myself and Ron has been doing. Great podcast that Ron's been having here called Stories from the Road to the Ring with Ron Garvin, with Rugged Ronnie Garvin. And he's been sharing some real good stories, man. And we're only in, I think this is the, six episodes, something like that. Well, by the time this one records, we're pre-recording this. So keep in mind, by the time this airs, it'll probably be episode maybe number 5 or 6, whichever. But this is pre-recorded. Obviously, Ron is going to be with his family. I'm going to be with mine and stuff. So, you know, we doing something, a little something for you fans out there. And then again, we really appreciate you guys have been subscribing. been following us on TikTok and stuff like that. It's greatly appreciated. You know, keep it coming. We got more exclusive interviews and stuff like that. Ron, anything you would like to say?
No, not much, really. I mean, we covered a lot of stuff today.
That's it. That's it. Well, enjoy your eggnog or something. You're gonna have eggnog or something later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
why is eggnog only once a year? Why can't they be sold every day? Eggnog.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. You
I
would think, more often during the year, but I don't know. I never thought about it that way.
yeah. That's
Yeah, we're going to visit a friend in Jacksonville, Tennessee. I mean, Jacksonville, Florida.
right.
Yeah, we're going to. We'll have a good time there.
There you go.
As a matter of fact, it's a lady friend that I've known. Her husband was a wrestler,
Uh-huh.
and he promoted Jacksonville. He was a promoter back in the 60s.
Mhm.
So I've known her since 66, 67. Yeah, he's passed. And she's still around, and she's kind of by herself during the holidays. So we're gonna make sure we're gonna eat good.
Gotcha.
Spend a couple of days there.
There you go.
Keep her
There you
company.
go.
Well, at the park here, it's too crowded.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
we got a clubhouse, and I'm not crazy about it when it's packed. Well, you can't hear yourself speak. Talking because the you
You said the echo?
got a tall ceiling and it echoes. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's yeah. They need to put some what do they call it?
Insulator.
Huh?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, when you get 50 people, 60 people talking, man, and you can't hear nothing. I mean, it's just a sound.
Hello.
Echo.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Oh man. Okay, so it's been
Well,
fun. So
You have a Merry Christmas
you too.
and a Happy
Thank
New
you for
Year.
yourself. And
All
happy.
You take care, my friend.
All right.
The following program is paid for by Pro Wrestling Syndicate. David Adams here for the first time on WLNY. This is PWS Wrestling. And over the next 60 minutes, we're going to show you, our PWS friends, how you can become part of the show, how you can bring PWS to your town. What does that mean? Have a birthday party? A special event? You want to have a private party? We'll show you how to make it all come true here at PWS Wrestling, a company that started back in 2007. We've been making waves all over the independent wrestling scene, and now we're here because we love New York. We love you, the PWS friends, and we're going to show you what wrestling is really about. And we are just a few short minutes away. David Adams here at ringside where the magic happens here in Rahway, New Jersey. We have had some legends, some absolute superstars step into the middle of the PWS ring, such as Jushin Thunder Liger, the Great Muta, the phenomenal AJ Styles, Rob Van Dam, the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, Bret Hitman Hart, and the list goes on and on. Legends that show up here at PWS Wrestling. You're in for a treat. Wrestling, this is what it's all about. Here at PWS Wrestling, we're going to show you some of the bright up-and-coming talent that's sweeping the world of professional wrestling. And still to come later tonight, it's the reunion of Team Impact players. Just incredible. Lance Storm reuniting for the first time in nearly a decade as they challenge the Reynolds brothers, Alex and Kyle, for the PWS Tag Team Championship. PWS Wrestling has entertained thousands of fans throughout the Northeast over the years. And if you want to know how to bring a PWS fundraiser to your town, stay tuned over the course of this next hour, and we'll let you know how to make that dream become a reality. Furthermore, at this time, we're going to give you an inside look at some of the PWS stars on our roster. David Adams here, joined by Dave Destruction. It's the debut episode of PWS Wrestling here on WLNY television. Unbelievable action we're about to witness. This tag team war between Reality Check, Devin Moore, Craven Varro already in the ring, taking on the Heavenly Bodies, the Dawn of Desire, Desirable Dustin, and Gigolo Justin.
That's right, David Adams. I mean, look at the majesty of the Heavenly Bodies. I mean, the robes, the glitz, the glamour. And then you got guys like Reality Check Craven Varro, leather jacket. Devin Moore looks like he got his gear at the Salvation Army. I mean, you got to wonder.
Well, you shouldn't be so quick to judge people. Notorious Devin Moore, he's a staple here in not only Reality Check, but in PWS. You're talking about the first ever PWS champion, Destruction.
Absolutely. I'll give credit where credit's due, but I mean, this is tag team wrestling here, and we have the Heavenly Bodies are the heavenly favorite, I'm thinking, in this one.
Well, time will tell right here. We're starting things off with Desirable Dustin and Craven Varro. Working the arm early is Dustin. Top wrist lock applied. Look at Craven Varro maneuvering out of it. That is agility, and right into a wrist lock of his own, into a side headlock. He gets slung off the ropes. Jumps over him. Here he comes off the ropes. And a leapfrog from the Dawn of Desire. Man, oh man, these two, they've obviously been scouting each other.
Nice leg sweep. Another nice leg. Now that is...
This is Planet PWS at its finest. Look at the capacity crowd.
See, that's definitely appropriate. That's definitely appropriate there, Craven.
Well, Craven's doing what he's got to do. These two teams have had bad blood for 6 months now, Destruction. I mean, for the better part of the past couple of months, they have been tormenting Craven Varro. So, I mean, now that he's been helped out and joined by Reality Check, I mean, they've come and had his back, and Reality Check now has a new member, and they're out for blood here at PWS Wrestling. Capacity crowd here watching this match in awe. Craven Varro now quick tag in, double axe handle smash right to the elbow.
Justin's got to get a tag here, but
and there's another quick blind tag into Notorious Devin Moore, and a double axe handle smash of his own, working on the arm of Gigolo Justin.
I mean, clearly you just stated that Craven Varro being the newest member of Reality Check. That's great. That's all good and well, but it's 2-on-2 here.
Well, these guys are gelling well. Craven Varro, Notorious Devin Moore haven't worked too long together as a tag team, but they've quickly established themselves as one of the most fluid, smooth-working tag teams here in PWS.
Absolutely, and here we go now, off the ropes. Nice sunset flip.
Can he get him? But no.
That's a tag. That's a tag.
And I don't think Devin Moore sees it, and he just gets kicked right in the side of the head. Of course, the Heavenly Bodies, Destruction, they're still seeking new representation, and they've left some eerie messages on social media over the past couple weeks that they may or may not have found that representation. Maybe we'll find out tonight here on PWS Wrestling, as the Dawn of Desire, Desirable Dustin, very confident, but he doesn't get him right there. The match continues.
I mean, you would have to say that whoever joins the Heavenly Bodies is surrounding themselves with potential gold. Okay, I mean, look at the teamwork here. Here we go now. Beautiful. That should do it. That should do it. Referee, come on, ref. Jesus. Referee's got to get in control of this match.
Good luck to them. These two teams, Destruction, literally hate each other, and I think hate might even be an understatement here.
I hear you. But hey, look, Justin, Dustin, this is vintage tag team work in the corner.
The PWS friends looking at it all. This has got to be it right here, but no. We can't count our chickens too soon here.
Oh, perfect. Perfect ring presence, right smack dab in the middle of the ring.
And you're approving of him gouging out the eyes like that blatantly in front of the referee?
By any means, David Adams. Get the W here. Let's see the crowd there. He's feeding off the energy here at Rawway. Capacity crowd, filled bleachers.
Devin Moore fighting out of it, but no, the Dawn of Desire.
Now that should do it. That takes the wind right out of you, striking the lower back.
What a backbreaker. And a newfound confidence from Gigolo Justin and Desirable Dustin ever since being handed down the Heavenly Bodies trademark name from none other than the Doctor of Desire himself, Dr. Tom Pritchard, christening them the Heavenly Bodies.
Well, obviously, he saw something in the Heavenly Bodies that I saw the whole time, so it's great. It's a good representation of the Heavenly Bodies, and let me tell you something. Right now, in firm control over Reality Check.
You're taking partial credit for the Heavenly Bodies?
I'm just saying, They know what they're doing.
Well, let's focus on the action here at hand. It's Devin Moore fighting back now. He's got Gigolo Justin in the corner. What a hellacious knife-edge chop.
That's too much celebrating there, Chief. There
and he pays for it. When you're right, you're right. Hellacious drop kick.
That's gotta
Devin
be
Moore's
it.
down. Is he out? 1, 2, does he get him now?
Come on, ref. Where do they find these refs?
That was a pretty fair count destruction.
That was pretty slow on my
1,
count.
2.
I can count. Looks like Devin Moore tried to fight back, shut down again by Justin.
Irish whip off the ropes and a hellacious elbow right to the mouth. Man, oh man.
I think he's sending another boot message. Here we go. Put that boot up, use it. This is vintage tag team wrestling here. They know what they're doing.
Well, I don't know if it's vintage, as this is a pretty young up-and-coming team that haven't lead bodies, but they sure are fluid.
No.
But look at Devin Moore, an original member of PWS.
Craven Varro thinks he's back on the stage over here.
Craven Varro, he is going nuts on the apron. He wants in, and he wants in now.
Crowd is definitely behind. Reality check. Who's going to get to the corner first? Well, clearly both heavily bodied. Oh, here we go.
And here comes the tag into Craven Varro. He's on the top rope. He's coming in the fun way. Double missile drop kick from the metal god. Craven Varro, a former suicidal 6-way champion. He is smashing them in the mouth. Mouth after mouth here. Down goes the Dawn of Desire. Down goes the Gigolo.
Kicked in the face. I mean, it's hard to battle
There's
back
a
from
reason
that.
why Reality Check handpicked him to be their newest member. Craven Varro has all the credentials to be a long-standing member in one of the strongest affiliations here in PWS. He's trying to fight off this double team attempt. Oh, look at this. The agility ducks the line off the ropes. And there he goes down. Varro for the cover. On Dustin, does he get him?
No. Thank God. See, that was a fast cut. This guy can't stay consistent for his life. Jesus.
Let the referee do his job. You focus on yours, destruction.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Oh, this could be the pearly gates, I believe they call
got
it.
him. How long is he going to hold? Look at the strength.
Super kick. Super kick.
What? I was lost on that one.
Wow.
Little bit of...
No, man, oh, man. The referee gets to 2. And here we go, over the top rope. This isn't a Rumble match, so he is not eliminated. Man, oh man, but here he goes over the top rope. And there goes Tope con Hilo from Notorious Devin Moore.
Bodies everywhere, and I'm not just talking about Justin and Dustin here.
Oh, what's this gonna be? Craven Varro, he's making some noise. Going for a springboard moonsault to the outside. Craven Varro, like I said, there's a reason why Reality Check wanted him to be part of their little
team. It's not all about
right
flips
here.
and dips and all that stuff. It's about, look, get in there and finish the match.
It's about willing to put your own body on the line, and that's what he just did. Look at this double team from Moore and Varro.
Oh,
boom! He with a leg lariat. Double team here, and then another one right to the jaw of the Gigolo.
Hellacious knee.
The Gigolo is out in the corner.
Wait a minute.
Up to the top rope goes Craven Varro and Devin Moore.
No!
And it's a check mark! Check mark!
Oh, boy.
Unbelievable double coast to coast.
There's no getting up from that.
The check mark, it's over right here, too. He's going to get...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is it.
Look at the referees.
This is it. This is genius.
This is genius.
They've got the ref in their back pocket.
Oh, and there goes Devin Moore to the outside.
Do it.
Oh, my God.
Fast count. Fast count. They got him. They had the referee in their back. Who is this guy? Oh, my
security out here.
God. I told you tag team wrestling. Genius. Genius. How do you get the referee behind you?
He's taking off his referee jersey.
Oh, boy. Look at that shirt. Look at this.
You've got to be kidding me. I think
the Heavenly Bodies have found their new representation.
Or so it would have seemed.
I mean, it was pretty blatant.
You seem pretty happy about this right now.
This is a strategic move.
Strategic move. Reality Check had the match won.
But hey, listen. Regardless, we're coming back right after this. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I don't even know where to begin. This rogue official costing Reality Check a match against the Heavenly Bodies. Now, Gigolo Justin and the Dawn of Desire, Desirable Dustin, they've been looking for new representation. My logical thought assessment has to be that this rogue official must be that said representation. I'm sure this war between Reality Check and the Heavenly Bodies is far from over. And here at PWS Wrestling, we're not even going to break for a commercial. Instead, we're going to let you know how to bring PWS to your town. Do you want a fundraiser? Do you want a private event, a birthday party perhaps? Just go to our website, www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com. And while you're checking out our website, www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com, we have a fantastic array of DVDs, as well as seen on my shoulder here, a great assortment of t-shirts. And these t-shirts are only, wait for it, $5. That's right, $5. This shirt would be $20 at any live event. We're gonna give it to you for $5. And that's washable. It's not just gonna come off the first time you wash it either. I guarantee it. Right here, we have the Drunken Swashbuckler, Starman, and Bonesaw. Just 3 of the many homegrown talents that you can see at PWS Wrestling here on WLNY. Those shirts are $5, Buster. www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com. You want to buy them now. You want to buy them while supplies last. And the crowd electric here as we return with more PWS Wrestling. Match number 2 of our debut episode. The fan favorite, the suicidal 6-way champion, Habib from the Car Wash, gracing us with his presence here in Rahway, New Jersey.
What is wrong with these fans? I don't understand. They're cheering for a guy from the Car Wash. This is wrestling, is it not? Am I in the wrong business here? Am I sitting in the wrong chair?
He's a wrestler, and he's really entertaining, Dave. Look at this. How polite can you get? He's even washing the ropes as he's entering the ring.
That's wonderful. That's just great, because that's what we came and paid to see. I paid to see guys like Amazing Red. I paid to see guys like Matt McIntosh try to get his belt back.
He's getting a streamer. That's what it's all about.
The crowd is on electric for this
Now
guy.
he's defending the belt against 5 worthy competitors. We've got the man of faith, Brian Excel. International standout, Amazing Red. The former suicidal 6-way champion, the Bad Apple Matt McIntosh, and the unpredictable Joe the Drifter. And on the apron, how can I forget about the pride of Wales, the big man himself, Big Mason.
Is that guy homeless? That guy's homeless.
He's lived in streets and alleys ranging from Venice Beach, California, all the way to right here in Rahway, New Jersey, Dave.
Car washes, sweatpants. Come on, let's go, McIntosh, let's get your belt back. Get some dignity back to this division. I mean, this division is the most exciting division in Pro Wrestling Syndicate.
Well, they're beaten down right now. They're going right after Big Mason, the other 5 gentlemen in this match. And Big Mason, look at the power!
That's what's up. Look at that. 5 guys tossing them around like they're nothing.
This big monster from Wales, he just gets caught here. Oh, wait a minute. Joe the Drifter, Matt McIntosh, and a big boot right to the face of Brian Excel.
I think I have a favorite. Oh, maybe not.
What goes up must go down. He drops him right on their head. Remember, Dave Destruction, the Suicidal 6-Way Championship is defended in a format like none other. It's one fall to a finish, and the champion Habib need not be pinned or submitted to lose his title as he gets caught attempting a crossbody splash.
Big Mason about to perform a warm-up set on this guy.
This is definitely a military press. Oh, and he goes for the ride to the outside.
My God.
Big Mason. This guy's got to be the odds-on favorite to win this match.
He looks like one of those statues from the Greek things.
The Greek things?
You know what I'm talking about.
Greek god?
Like a Greek god.
You're adorable. as the action continues. He's got his hands on international standout Amazing Red, but Red kicks him right in the face. He's going after Red once again, but Red, he's wiry. He doesn't care how big or small you are. And there's a spinning heel kick from Habib.
Nothing's taking the big man down.
The Bad Apple with a
Still not down.
missile drop kick from high above.
Look at him, still standing.
He's staggered though. And it's McIntosh and Brian Excel double team, sending the big man to the outside. He lands on his feet though.
Watch out, here goes Mac.
Baseball slide, he's out of there. Suicide dive through the middle rope from Brian Excel. Unbelievable.
This is something about this division.
And a tope con hilo over the top rope from Amazing Red.
This is incredible. Incredible, always nonstop action.
He used one of the other participants as a springboard to send himself launching over that top rope. And now it's Joe the Drifter, and he needs a bath. That's right, wash him. He needs a bath, Habib. Habib's even, he's smelly.
I think he's enjoying this.
Why wouldn't? The poor man lives in streets and alleys. This is probably the highlight of his whole day. Get the backside, get the crevices.
What in that God's name? Like Habib
wants to get washed out too.
This is pro wrestling. This is pro wrestling.
This is entertainment.
How's this guy champion?
There you go. Wash his pits. Everybody gets a little smelly.
Oh my God.
Man, oh man.
Enough.
He just made his right guard go left.
And now it looks like he soiled himself. Hey, come on.
And he just knocks him in the head. Habib's like, what's up? And he
no
gets kicked in the
allegiances here.
gut.
Now I'm a Joe the Drifter guy. You have to take advantage of the things that present themselves around you.
Slings him off the ropes and put a hellacious shoulder tackle from Joe the Drifter. In control. And a leapfrog from Habib. Habib off the ropes once again. A leapfrog from the Drifter. And a Drifter drop kick and a beauty. New champion, the homeless man. See, get him, but no.
Brian Excel. See, these guys aren't, born yesterday. They know that all it takes is one pinfall. So nobody's going to get a clean 1, 2, 3 here.
And it's not just one photo finish. Like I said, it's the hardest title to retain. Habib, he's got 5 other adversaries, and he doesn't even need to be pinned or submitted to lose that coveted gold. Here's 2 men that know each other very well, both from Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the house. But it's the Bad Apple breaking up that potential matchup here. Slings him off the ropes. And McIntosh right into BXL. Now it's Red, and it's BXL. Brian Excel, he just gets an arm drag from Amazing Red. Arm drag from McIntosh to Red. And got an arm drag fast here in Roadway. And a drop kick, corkscrew drop kick from Red.
Are you seeing Red? You talk about Red, he's seeing Red. Look at the cut on the side. When did that happen?
It's a suicidal 6-way division. Things move so fast, and he hasn't lost a beat. Could he be going for Code Red? He's signaling for it.
He's going to try, but this guy's 300 plus.
Yeah, you're not going to get the big man up.
There's no shot.
And a big backdrop reversal from Big Mason.
Now, the Drifter's coming in with a bucket. You got Habib with a sponge. This guy's not going to take any crap. Here we go. Come on.
But now Habib and are they hugging each other? Celebratory hug?
There is no teams here.
Well, brief alliances perhaps, but right here, both these guys probably combined are smaller than Mason. Mason is getting washed down.
This is what I'm talking about.
You like that? You like to see Mason all shined up right now?
No, this is insane.
That's what you're talking about?
Mason's about to blow a gasket here.
Well, right now, I mean, he's just kind of...
Listen, I guess embrace it. I don't know. He's all of a sudden got 2 corner men.
He doesn't know what to do. He's sitting on the bucket. Hey, people pay good money for this. Oh, Habib, though. Little bit of shenanigans and tomfoolery. Joe the Drifter and Habib working together, but is it going to be enough? And there's a big size 17 right to the grill of Drifter. Snapped him over. Habib like he's light as a feather, because, he's light as a feather. And there's a military press. Habib! Habib out of nowhere! Where did that DDT came out
He's got this crowd.
Nowhere.
This crowd is behind this guy. And, oh my God!
This crowd's all fired up. Oh! Habib flies! Dun 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 dun! Gotta love Habib. And now back in the ring is Brian Excel, Amazing Red. And Red, he's got blood in his eyes, Destruction. I don't know if he can even see right now.
I don't know, but you just said flying Habib. That's all well and good, but keep in mind, the fall has to happen in the middle of the ring. I don't know if he wants to keep spending his time.
Well, focus on these two. If one of these 2 gentlemen pin each other,
that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, then say it.
I said it.
Brian Excel, the new champion, but no.
Because
here comes the Bad Apple. This guy, you got to keep your eye on him because, he's a bad apple.
He knows what he's doing. He's a former PWS Suicidal 6-way champion. This guy knows what he's doing. I liked him in this match.
And he just gets thrown to the outside like a piece of trash from the Man of Faith. Now, Amazing Red, reversal though from Brian Excel, ducks the line, and drops the shoulder, and Brian Excel lands on the apron, and he just smacks Red right in the back. Red has blood covered all over his head, going into his eyes. You gotta figure that's gotta be affecting him as this match goes on. Springboard crossbody splash, the Man of Faith for the 1, 2, does he get him?
He got him, no? Oh.
Joe the Drifter breaks it up, saving this match for himself and the other participants in it. Back edge, knife edge chop right there. And look at Joe the Drifter building momentum.
The Drifter's impressing me, I'm not gonna lie. For a homeless guy, he knows what he's doing.
And he just hits him face first into the mat. The Drifter now reverses, Irish whip off the rope, line duck by McIntosh.
Oh, nice. Oh,
kicks him right in the kneecap.
Right in the shin. Oh, and in the face. Oh, Mac's rolling now. Bam!
And he hits him with the Mac Bomb Pro. Man, oh man. McIntosh.
I told you, nobody's going to get a clean pin. There's nobody out there that's just going to let a pin happen. Every near fall.
Ducks the line ducked once again. Round and round they go, and it's a head scissors takedown from Amazing Red.
Guy lost a pint of blood, and he's still functioning. This is great.
It's Amazing Red. He doesn't care how big or small you are. This guy is an international, world-renowned competitor, superstar, and PWS top-tier talent. He just knocks the bad apple right in the side of his head. Concussion syndrome right there.
He's got the crap.
He's going for Code Red. Code Red. Can he get him? But McIntosh is fighting out of it.
The power of McIntosh. Oh, no!
Super kick from Habib.
See?
We have a new champion right here.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Habib thinks he's on the offense. He almost cost himself the match.
But he also saves the match. He's not trying to lose that belt. He's proud to be the Suicidal Six-Way champion. And why not? And he gets caught with a boot right to the jaw.
Spinebuster.
Spinebuster from the champion. Retains the belt right here.
Big Mason's
right
back.
there. Big Mason, I don't think he ever left. I think he's just been smart in biding his time.
He's got his paws on Habib now, and
Habib
here we go again.
And Red do not weigh as much as Big Mason combined. I can assure you that. They're working together now, getting the big man out of here. Can they do it? Uh-oh, Big Mason. He's got him gripped up and sends him both to the outside.
That is offensive lineman strength right there, where you can just shove guys around like they're
He's about 290 pounds.
All right.
290 pounds.
Where's he
going
going?
to the top rope.
Where is Big Mason?
The top rope here in Rawway.
No! That just happened. Oh my God.
The beauty of the Suicidal Six-Way division, it doesn't matter how big or small you are. Man,
the crowd is going bet crazy right now.
You better watch your mouth.
Yeah, I censored myself.
We're here on WLNY, PWS Wrestling, baby, our debut episode. And we just watched a 290-pounder fly off the top rope to the outside, taking down all 5 other competitors. This is PWS Wrestling. This is what the Suicidal Six-Way division is all about. Destruction.
Do you always have that many veins pulsating out of your forehead?
I'm excited. We're on TV, brother. This is what the world's been wanting to see.
Absolutely.
PWS
but
action.
hey, listen, back to the action here. McIntosh. There we go. Power bomb.
And a Mac Bomb Pro.
Wait, he's not finished.
Another Mac Bomb Pro.
That's it. Game over. Give him the belt. Wait a minute.
3 times is a charm, but no. He just launches him in the corner.
The strength of this kid is unreal. Just tossed him around like a lawn dart.
Oh, but look at Habib fighting out of it.
Stay on him, Max. Stay on him.
Habib's fighting it back here. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He said, thank you, come again, right into a D.D. Taylor. Man, oh man, oh man. McIntosh is down. Habib, he's feeling it. He's holding his head. His head might have hit that ring post there.
I think
when
he got blood
launched
in his
the
hands.
corner.
There's 2 guys bleeding.
He just held his head again for a second time, I noticed, but he's fighting out of it. He's on the top rope.
Turn around, Matt. Turn around. Oh, Jesus.
It is Habib's knees. Habib's knees.
That's it. God.
He gets up. Forget about it.
You gotta be kidding me. Habib, the car wash guy, retains. Unbelievable. Yeah. Well, with that,
Habib from the car wash once again successful here tonight at PWS Wrestling. The fans are on their feet here in Rahway, this capacity crowd, cheering their hero, Habib from the car wash. More PWS Wrestling to come here on WLNY. And you just witnessed the Suicidal Six-Way Division, one of the most unique divisions in all the world. And if you want to bring PWS to your neck of the world, just check out our website, www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com. How about some corporate functions, birthday parties, private affairs? We do it all. We want to come to your town. We want to be a part of your fundraiser. Check out that website, www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com. All the information is right there on how you can bring Pro Wrestling Syndicate to your town.
Now, children, are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin.
It's only a dream, 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 it's only a dream.
And you could certainly be the talk of the neighborhood, the annual Christmas party, if you bring that to your town. We do corporate functions, fundraisers, birthday parties, private events. The list is endless. If you want a private event hosted by PWS Wrestling, all you gotta do is take the first step and go to the website listed below. It's www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com. We want to host your event. We want to invade your town.
Into the PWS ring mat. Now, Fala.
This is dominance right here by Fala Bach.
Oh, look at
And
this.
the strength advantage dumps the line once again.
Oh,
Enziguri to the back of the cranium.
All four men down now. This is it. Look at this.
Tommy Dreamer. He just gets stepped by the...
And he got hit.
Wow. This has got to be the advantage. Look at the look in Fala Bach's eyes.
He's got gold in his
one of these men is going to receive the opportunity of a lifetime, a guaranteed PWS Championship match anytime, any place.
Oh my God.
Follow.
There's only one way to go. Jesus. That's it. All you have to do is scrape up what's left of Starman and dump it.
And Mega Pixel's a dead weight now.
It's over. It is over. Dominant superstar going in Pro Wrestling Syndicate today. It is over, David Adams. Your winner and the new on-the-spot title shot Rumble winner, Fallah Bahh. You're looking at the most powerful man in Pro Wrestling Syndicate.
In a word, dominant. David Adams here on location for Tales from Beyond the Canvas. Joining me at this time is the 2014 on-the-spot title shot Rumble winner, Fallah Bahh, along with his representation. Let's just cut right to it. Who are you?
First of all, I'm sick and tired of constantly being interrupted. The same way Homicide interrupted the on-the-spot title shot winner, Brian Adams. Now, do you understand that you are in the presence of greatness? And you are also in the presence of the on-the-spot title shot Rumble winner, Fallah Bahh.
Well, that's all well and good, but I'm trying to find out, who are you? You came into the show as a rogue referee. You weren't officially hired by PWS. You snuck in the ring to referee a match. You screw over the team of Reality Check, Devin Moore and Craven Varro. Once again, who are you?
Are you serious? You're asking me who I am. You're next to Fallah Bahh, the on-the-spot title shot Rumble winner. You see, Fallah Bahh now has it in his hands that he can cash that in at any time. That championship match is his whenever he chooses. Do you understand that, Brian Adams? This is not about who I am. This is not about an on-air personality. No one has ever given this man the ball. There is no stopping Fallah. Now, Fallah can choose whenever he wants to cash in that medallion for a guaranteed championship match. A match that he's earned time and time and time again. It's Fallah's time. It's not about who the hell I am, Brian Adams. It's about Fallah Bahh and the on-the-spot title shot medallion. Now get the hell out of here. You're violating my personal bubble.
Fallah, it's worth a shot. Can you please tell me the name of your representation? I'm out of here. And you just witnessed the 30-man on-the-spot title shot Rumble match won by the Mastodon, Fallah Bahh. He was dumping bodies left and right over the top rope. Teddy Hart, Glacier, and Starman. And he was awarded the on-the-spot title shot medallion, which means that he can claim a PWS championship match anytime, any place he so desires. And there's one man in particular that has confronted Fallah Bahh about winning that medallion. And we're going to see these two lock horns next week on PWS Wrestling. It's Fallah Bahh taking on Notorious 187 Homicide. Providing over 500 hours of original programming since 2011. Check out Valenti Vision Films, the website listed below, www.valentivisionfilms.com. Here we go, PWS friends. PWS Wrestling, it's our third match of our debut show here on WLNY television. For the PWS Tag Team titles, senior official Kevin Keenan holding them up high. That's what it's all about. And Destruction, it's the reunion of Team Impact players. Lance Storm, Just Incredible. We're underway. They're reunited for the first time in nearly a decade.
Only in Pro Wrestling Syndicate. is what you're going to see, a reunion of this capacity. This is pretty cool stuff.
In front of a capacity sold-out crowd here in Rahway, New Jersey. We're going to start things off with Alex Reynolds and Lance Storm. Our PWS friends like to call him best friend Alex. Collar and elbow tie-up, trying to feel each other out early on, and they have a neutral standoff.
One of the greatest technical wrestlers going right now, still Lance Storm.
Collar and elbow tie right here, and the wrist lock controlled. He wrenches it over one more time. Reynolds in control, but the mat technician quickly reverses it. Like you said, Destruction, he hasn't missed a beat. Age does not know Lance Storm.
Absolutely. However, the experience factor has to go together as of, I would guess, momentum is the Reynolds brothers here.
Well, as far as overall experience goes over the years, that would definitely be Team Impact players. But I know what you're talking about.
It's been a long time, man. A very long time. So I don't know if these guys are going to be able to gel right away. And the Reynolds brothers, you know.
They've been the tag team champions here for quite a long time now.
Absolutely.
They have proven themselves to be the best tag team here at PWS, and holding those two 20-pound belts proves all you need to prove. Irish whip, corner to corner, and a big up and over from Lance Storm, and he gets tossed into the corner though, and a drop kick from
Very
Alex
nice
Reynolds.
drop kick. And look at this.
Look at that kip up right there.
Alex Reynolds showing the PWS faithful that he may be a step quicker than one Lance Storm.
Well, it is definitely an age factor here, possibly, maybe. I don't really agree with that, Dave. You keep going back to that. Team Impact players, I believe, are like a fine wine. They just get better with age. But right now, it's Alex Reynolds in control of this match. Leapfrog from Storm, though. He goes for the hip toss, but a monkey flip. But no, reverse from Storm. And jawbreaker and a drop kick. He dotted his eye and called him spot.
See the height on that drop kick. It's hard not to be impressed here. I mean,
fine wine, Dave Destruction.
I heard
fine
you before.
Wine.
I heard you before.
And now it's Alex trying to tag in his little brother Kyle, best friend's brother as they call him. But instead, it's Just Incredible tagged in with a double axe handle smash right onto that arm, working the elbow. Man, oh man, look at the torque on the shoulder and the elbow, and it's just that's experience
right,
right
Pro
there.
Wrestling 101. Do not. Oh, that's you got to get out of there, Kyle. You have to get out of there.
Well, that's Alex right there. Kyle wants in there. Believe me,
how much they
Kyle
actually look
wants
alike.
in there. Well, you can't beat genetics sometimes. They're brothers, of course they look alike, Destruction. And that's another factor. I mean, genetically, these guys, outdo everybody else. They think alike, they look alike, they act alike. Sometimes you just can't beat genetics. But right now, it's Lance Storm working on that arm. They've picked one body part, and that's the arm of Alex Reynolds.
It's the name of the game. Pick a body part and work on it.
Quick tags in and out from the veteran tag team here, Team Impact players, and Snapmare takeover from Credible. Oh, he's just turned him into a pretzel right here.
Good ring positioning too. He's nowhere to be found. Kyle on the outside of the ring. He can't do anything from out there.
And Kevin Keenan's right on top of the action here, looking to see if there's going to be a tap out here. No. We could be real close to crowning new tag team champions, but Alex able to counter up, but no, a counter for a counter, and there's a hip toss from Just Incredible.
Match so far is to the old guys as of right now. They got to find the fountain of youth here. Alex has to get Kyle in this match. It seems to be 100% Alex at this point.
Best friend Alex, like you said, they've cut the ring in half. They are the ring generals of this tag team championship match here.
That's it.
PWS
still tag team champ.
WLNY perfect together. The tag team going on the line, and the Reynolds brothers almost securing the victory, but Just Incredible still has some fuel left in that tank.
A look of concern on the face of Lance Storm right now. I mean, you got to wonder how much the old guy can take. The fountain of youth is in the ring right now. Cut the ring off in half. Do not even attempt to let Lance Storm back in this match. Justin Credible is reeling right now.
That knee right to the jaw goes for the roaring elbow.
No.
Super kick. That kick. You know what that was, Dave? That kick was just incredible. And this could be the momentum shift that Credible's been looking for. He needs to tag in Lance Storm. He needs to do it now if Team Impact players want to stay in this match.
He's right there. I mean, here we go.
And there it is. Here comes Storm. Best friend's brother Kyle's down with a line. Another line sends him to the canvas. One more time for good measure. Slings him off the ropes. And he's going to send him for a ride with an inverted atomic drop. Boom! A knee right to the eye. Gets him. No champion's crown here.
Not today. Not yet.
It doesn't get much closer than that. That's definitely 2 3/4.
Oh, wait a minute. Ooh.
A kick right to the side of the head, though.
Oh, no.
He goes for that super kick. Does he?
Oh, nice boot to the chest there by Kyle. Puts him on his back. That might have knocked him out.
Will it be enough? But no.
Thought it knocked him in the head.
Well, it did knock him in the head.
In disbelief.
But this is Lance Storm, and it's going to take a little bit more than that to keep the man down for 3 seconds. Irish whip into the corner. Here comes Kyle.
Nice flying knee there.
Kyle, knee, roaring elbow from best friend Alex. And look at this.
That's
Blue
it.
Thunder Bomb. Does he get him now?
And wait a minute, Justin Credible taking out Alex here. They're on the outside. This match is getting out of control already. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. See, look.
That's a Singapore cane in the hand.
And that's also not legal.
There goes Kyle, but he just gets kneed right in the back from Justin Credible.
Oh, there
Storm
we go.
into Credible.
Miscalculation. This match is over. Come on. 2.
Singapore cane.
Oh,
Singapore cane to the skull.
No way, ref. No way.
Champions down here at PWS now.
That's a 2 count. That is resilience from our reigning defending tag team champion, Kyle Reynolds. He just took a cane to the face.
Team Impact players doing what it takes. But credit to the Reynolds brothers. Credit to best friend's brother for how did he kick out of that hellacious
Justin's in
Singapore
disbelief.
cane.
That didn't get the job done.
Going for an old school pile driver, perhaps. Back body jump. Sunset flip. Is he going to get him right here?
Oh, no. No. Don't tap. Get to the ropes. Somebody help him.
He's got him in the Canadian Maple Leaf right here.
Somebody help him.
Canadian Maple Leaf.
Alex, get back in the ring.
Champion's going to be crowned right here.
Oh,
it's best friend Alex to the rescue, saving this match. The Canadian Maple Leaf was gonna, no doubt, secure the championship.
Oh, come on, David. Go ahead.
Suicide dive to Justin Credible.
Jesus. This is you calling
Alex
the shots
putting it all on the line. Man, oh man.
Two guys in the ring now. We
the
got
two legal men.
Kyle climbing.
Best friend's brother
doesn't know what's
on the
gonna
top
happen.
rope.
Here we go.
Flying crossbody, but nobody's home.
Nobody home. Oh, Kyle.
He's going to go for that Canadian Maple Leaf once again.
Not today. Let's go. Roll him up.
Rolls him up.
2. That's what's up. PWS Tag Team Champions. Reigning Tag Team Champions. Yes. Man, that's fresh.
In what is no doubt the biggest victory in these two young men's careers, Kyle Reynolds, bottom line, he caught Lance Storm. Storm went for that Canadian Maple Leaf for a second time. Best friend's brother Kyle caught him, rolled him up for the 1, 2, 3. The Reynolds brothers still the PWS Tag Team Champions here at PWS Wrestling. Live on WLNY. Dave Destruction, we got more action.
I'm excited. Let's go.
It's coming up next.
All right.
Lance Storm was pinned. Lance Storm was pinned fair and square by Kyle Reynolds. Alex and Kyle, the Reynolds brothers, retain the PWS Tag Team Championships. But Team Impact players, man oh man, they haven't lost a beat. Looking phenomenal considering they haven't teamed together in nearly a decade. That's just some of the phenomenal wrestling you'll see here in Pro Wrestling Syndicate. And if you want to bring PWS Wrestling to your town, you want a private fundraiser, a birthday party, a corporate event, a bar mitzvah, whatever it may be, just check out the website listed below my finger, www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com. It's as easy as that. We want to come to your town. You want us to come to your town. It's a match made in heaven. Let's make this work out. Check out the website, and we look forward to coming to your town real soon. Betrayal in Rawway. Betrayal. Brian Myers turning his back on his apparently now former best friend, too cocky Kevin Matthews. As we saw, he was joined by his heat-seeking associate, Gabe Tuft, as the two of them had a hellacious hoedown beatdown on Kevin Matthews. I couldn't even imagine what's running through his mind right now. And at this time, we have this exclusive interview from none other than Kevin Matthews.
Brian Myers, nobody wanted to see you in Pro Wrestling Syndicate more than I did. And I expected for us to tear down the house, which is exactly what we did. But what I didn't expect was for you and your little male stripper partner, Gabe Tuft, to jump me from behind. But that's okay, Brian, because I get it. Trust me, I get it. But next week, you're going to be the one that gets it. Mystery partner Brian Myers. And trust me, he's the last person you're going to expect. Myers, Tuft, welcome to my world.
And PWS friends, next week on PWS Wrestling, we're going to see the master of the Burning Hammer, Dan Moff, take on the master of the Back Fist to the Future, Eddie Kingston. Two strong style gladiators going one-on-one. They wage war next week here on WLNY. And if you like high-flying affairs, next week on PWS Wrestling, we have this high-flying four corners match, as you'll witness the Bad Apple Matt McIntosh take on the premier athlete Anthony Nese versus the Spirit Dragon Shinron versus the Amazing Red. And as we mentioned earlier, PWS friends, next week on PWS Wrestling, it's going to be the on-the-spot title shot Rumble winner, followed by, led to the ring by his representation, Shining Edward Jackson, going one-on-one with the unpredictable, notorious 187 Homicide. And here at PWS Wrestling, we practically love to give the merchandise away. If you go to our website right now, www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com, we have these lovely t-shirts on sale right now for the low price of $5. This one right here features Starman. We've got this orange and black attack PWS t-shirt. Did I mention that we've got PWS original superstars, the Drunken Swashbuckler, Starman, and Bonesaw. Heck, we got sizes ranging from Haystacks Calhoun to Fuzzy Cupid. Check out the website www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com in addition to find out how you, our PWS friends, can bring PWS Wrestling to your town. You want us to host a fundraiser? How about let's celebrate a birthday, a private event, a corporate function, a bar mitzvah, a bat mitzvah, whatever it may be. We want to come to your town. You want us to come to your town. It's going to be fun for all ages involved. All you got to do is take the first step, follow my little finger, www.prowrestlingsyndicate.com, and find out how you can bring PWS Wrestling to your town. The preceding program was paid for by Pro Wrestling Syndicate.